a partially valid, a half-truth, if you will, is
Yeah.
being pushed.
I can't wait to find out all sorts of new and exciting things I didn't know about myself.
So you just hate Jews, bro.
Yeah, you're just an anti-Semite. Congratulations.
You're
Go
not
join.
What would you say?
Exactly.
Well, that's different. It's not different. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's
That just we are the only society on Earth who has the obligation to self-destruct, to blame ourselves for every problem that has ever existed, and we just think of ourselves as the worst human beings who are responsible for every bad.
How many Muslims are trying to stop Boko Haram? How many Muslims were confronting ISIS? How many Muslims the extremists always win? So the peaceful majority, which I know many, they're irrelevant.
Good morning, Misfits. Why does that look weird? Why does that look weird? Hold on. Maybe. Yeah, that looks better. Good morning. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I'm ruining the ambiance. I'm showing you the lights. There we go. We're still working it out. Sugar honey iced tea, like Sean says. Give me 1 sec. Jeez, super unprofessional. I forgot to close the curtains. Can't have natural light up in here. That would be crazy. Hey, good morning, Misfits. All right, it is my favorite day. Everybody knows what day it is, but it's my favorite day. It is Fan Mail Friday. Fan in quotations. So let's pull this up. Let's see what producer Eli put together for us. They're just dropping mail. I get it. I'm just sitting on a porch. Another great day. I love that the actual newspaper headline. If you can look closely, it just says another great day. It's so true. And we got the woke right groypers and the woke left purple-haired liberal dropping mail that I'm about to read. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if this is your first time ever watching the show, we have a theme of the day on the Daily Breakdown, and today is my favorite day. It is Fan Mail Friday. We will play a game at the end of this show where we will read my hate mail, which I call fan mail, and you will try to figure out whether or not the fan mail is coming from the woke left, purple-haired liberal, or the woke right, America First groyper. It's fun. People like it. And even if they didn't, I like it. So we're going to do it. All right. Anyway, let's see here. So, what is going on with the reflecting pool? Okay, like I'm serious. Like, guys, I don't like conspiracy theories, but I do say that there are definitely a lot of psyops being played, right? Like that is kind of a conspiracy theory in itself, but psyops are kind of obvious, right? Conspiracy theories are a little bit more crazy. I'm saying, like, there's definitely, I don't think anybody would disagree with me that there's manipulation with social media. So that's, quote, just the overall arching psyop that I'm usually referring to. Not necessarily a conspiracy theory, kind of common sense, right? Like fake news. Fake news would be considered a psyop, right? How they target Donald Trump and they make everything seem more, worse than it is. Sensationalism so that they can get more ratings, or even for more nefarious reasons, push a narrative. That's what I'm talking about when I say psyop, right? And I don't know if you've noticed, maybe it's only on X, maybe you're not on X that much, maybe you're on Instagram. I haven't seen it as much on Instagram, but there is a lot of people losing their shit over, shit. Oh, by the way, I fixed the button. So all right, you guys got to help me out in the chat. First of all, I forgot to say hi to everybody. That's rude. Very rude, Zach. But guys, in the chat, tell me if you hear the naughty word, because I got Sean to help me out with the naughty button, and I think that now when I hit the naughty button, I think it mutes the mic. But we're going to test it. All right? So, ready? Here we go. And shit. Fuck. Fuck you, fucking bitch. I think that worked. I didn't hear it in my ears. Anyway, good morning, Winky Winky Nod, Bad Moon, JJNSAEX, okay, No Bud, 3 Important 2, I don't know what that is. Funmon is here. You can hear it? You heard it all? That's not good. Son of a biscuit. Sean, Sean, you son of a... It says, bleep, mute all other inputs. What the hell? Sean? It's supposed to mute all the inputs. What happened? Shit. I'm just going to have to try to not swear then until we figure this out. I have a meeting scheduled with Sean this weekend. So we're going to, I probably should have eased into it if I was going to do that test, because apparently you heard all that. It's a good thing I didn't use my real naughty words. I think your timing is a bit off. Sean helped you, but not here. I think you prematurely muted. You need to hold it down more? Okay, let's try that. Fuck. Did you guys hear that? Fuck. Whatever. Look, I told you guys this the first day I showed up on LFA, right? I'm the bad boy. I'm the one with the naughty language and the bad mouth, all right? I'm trying to accommodate you, but I'm from Boston. I'm Italian and Irish. It's going to happen. All right. You still heard it? Oh, they still heard it. All right. Well, you know what that means. Y'all know what that means.
I don't know why you got to do it in front of the kid with the effing. All you got to do is say earmuffs to him. Earmuffs.
Okay. We'll live. It's Friday. So, the reflecting pool. Okay. There's a lot going on with this. Okay. So there's I don't know how to say it could be completely organic, right? But there is a freak out. There is a clear freak out about the reflecting pool on the internet, and most specifically X, right? It looks like all of the crazy TDS morons are just losing their mind.
I don't know why you got to do it in front of the kid.
You know what? You deserved another one, to be completely honest. So there's some, paint coming off of the bottom. I don't know if you notice here. Actually, let's go back to that. So look, I'm in construction. So this right here, that if you're looking on the screen, you'll see the paint that's like peeling off the bottom. That is a very, very thin layer. If they coated the bottom of that pool with like the polyurethane type of paint, it's possible that they put on like a final coat and then didn't give it long enough to dry. It's possible. This is what I told other people, right? The hydrogen peroxide, I don't think would do what we're seeing here. It looks like a combination between vandalism and potentially not letting the paint cure, right? The problem is, who cares? Right? Like, I mean, look, this is what they're doing videos now under. See, look, this top layer, here we go. Perfect. No. This is perfect. So this top layer, right, is probably not even the seal coat. This is probably just the paint that if they didn't let it dry long enough, maybe this would happen. It's really not that big of a deal. It's not going to damage anything. But also, the algae that everybody was complaining about before that. We'll get to that in a second. You might have just seen the preview. That happened very fast, and it happened almost too fast, right? And again, I don't like conspiracy theories. However, If somebody wanted to accelerate the growth of algae, all they would have to do is dump a bunch of phosphates into the water. We've seen, just last night, somebody put 8647. They drew it in the algae. We've seen how people are freaking out over this pool. We've seen they're literally doing pro-algae protests, and I wish I was joking about that. I am not joking. I wish I was kidding about this, but on your screen here, you're about to see a pro-algae protest. Look, hold on. Team Algae. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. This is insane. They are quite literally... Trump derangement syndrome has gotten to the point where they are literally Team Algae. They just want... Look, I called this the episode where I did with George Fontes. I think it drops today. I call this the pilot paradox, right? This is when you're on a plane and you want the plane to crash just because you don't like the pilot, right? That's the pilot paradox, because if the plane crashes, you die too, right? These people are so blinded by their hatred of Orange Man Bad, right? The Trumpinator, okay? The Trumpinator. That they want DC to go back to looking crappy. I almost did the swear. I gotta get that fixed. They want it to go back to looking crappy, right? Like, who does that? If I'm being completely honest, guys. If I saw Joe Biden cleaning up Washington D.C. during his presidency, if I saw him even attempting, right, I would have been happy about it. If I saw him fixing the pools and cleaning the city and making it look nice, I'd be like, that's good. I'd be like, good. I really would have, guys. I really would have, because I care about this country more than I hate Joe Biden. I don't even hate Joe Biden. How can you hate that? That's pity. I have pity for Joe Biden. Hillary Clinton. I love America more than I hate Hillary Clinton, and I hate Hillary Clinton. It's just weird. The pilot paradox, where it's like, yeah, I hate the pilot. I hate the man in charge. I hate the person running the country. So I want this country to fail. That's essentially what they're saying. They want the pool to be messed up. They want the Iran deal to fail. They want the gas to go higher. They want crime to go through the roof. They want the border to be open again. They just really, truly do hate this country. They hate this country. Like, in who's they? The left. The left, the TDS morons. I had this thing that I was going to try to get on the other day. Here we go. On the screen, you'll see a poll, a CNN Harry Enton poll. Voters who say they're extremely proud to be an American. In 2001, the GOP, Republicans, 90%. Democrats, 85%. 2026, Republicans, still 90%. Has not changed. The right still loves this country, and they are proud to be an Americans. Democrats, 2026, 29%. The Democrats went from 85% proud to be an American to 29% in 25 years. That's a systemic problem. There's no other way to describe that. That is a systemic problem. That means that the left is the problem. The Democrat Party is the problem, because if they hate this country, they will sabotage this country. If they hate this country, they will root for our enemies. If they hate this country, then this country will fail. When Donald Trump came out and said the greatest threat to this country is the Democrat Party, people lost their minds over that. It's objectively true with data to back it up. Here's the data. 30% less than 1/3 of Democrats are proud to be an American. That's unsustainable. That party is done. And in November, you better remember that. All right. Also, we'll get to that in a second. You know what? Let's get a little more fluff out of the way. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. So Obama opened up his library. Looks really good. Hold on. Sean will appreciate this one. What is it? Is it AT-AT? Yeah, AT-AT Star Wars. Yes, AT-AT. I got it right. Yes. Hold on. Look at. Hold on. Look it. It's a. This is the library. This is Sean. Sean, come get your boy. It does. It looks like the AT-AT from Star Wars. This is the building. It looks like an AT-AT from Star Wars. That's great. Oh man, I didn't even think it was gonna look. Oh my God, look at this. Perfect. Look at this one. Right, ready? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah, here's the AT-AT. Here's Obama's library. All right. That's great. So they did the library thing. They opened it, and now they are saying that they are acknowledging that they built the library on stolen land.
We'd also like to take a moment to recognize the original inhabitants of the land upon which we are gathered today. We honor the Anishinaabe, the Council of Three Fires, the Ojibwe, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi nations.
Hey, give it back. Give that back. Give the library to them. Why we would like to acknowledge that we stole from you. Okay, give it back. That's like if I told anybody in this chat, let's pull the chat up. Guys, if I told you I stole from you, would you ask me to give it back? Like if I stole your car, give it back. I stole $50 out of your wallet. Give it back. Right? I stole your girlfriend. You keep her. What do you mean you're acknowledging that it's stolen? Yes, of course. All right, great, fine. You're acknowledging that. I'm not. I think it was conquered. But if you think it was stolen, give it back. Pretty simple. To me, I think that that's what you should do. If you steal, you should give it back. I didn't steal shit. Yeah, I think that with that acknowledgement, the Council of Three Fires, the Abajibijibu, the Ottawa, and the Powatumundubudu, they should sue them. Your Honor, here they are in 4K, admitting that they stole from us. We would like it back. I think you should do it. I think the Three Fires, the Abajibidu, the Ottawa, and the Badubadubidu, they should all sue the Obama Foundation because they just said we stole from you. Yeah, cool. I agree. Also, Obama Center opens the doors as subcontractors say invoices remain unpaid. It really does look like an AT-AT, doesn't it? That is the ugliest building I've ever seen. And I mean this objectively. If Trump built that, I'd be like, that's ugly. If Donald Trump would never build that, but if Trump ever did build that, I'd be like, why'd you build that? That's ugly. It really just is ugly. It's an ugly building. If you drove by that, you'd be like, what is that? Is that a waste treatment facility? What is that? Anyway, several trade contractors say they have not been paid for change orders and other work on the $850 million. You mother effers. You're bitching about the reflecting, you sons of bitch. I'm like faking it now because I just want the effect. You are real? Are you serious, bro? You're saying that library cost $850 million. That building, that ugly building, cost almost, that's almost $1 trillion, isn't it? Yeah, that's only 150 million shy of $1 trillion. Oh, whoa. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. That's crazy. 850 million. I'm like stunned. I'm speechless. Even if that building looked good, that would be too much, but it looks ugly. Anyway, communication from the Obama Foundation has largely broken down. The subcontractors claim as they seek payments through the project's prime contractor, Lakeside Alliance, a joint venture that includes Turner Construction, Power and Sons Construction, blah, blah, blah. Okay. They're serving as a concrete. One concrete previously filed a lawsuit against the project's engineer. Most of the subcontractors involved with the project declined to speak on the record. Yeah, probably worried about getting Hillary Clinton. But said they were gathering information and weighing whether to file liens or lawsuits. Omar Sharif, president of the African American Contractors Association. That's a thing. I'm a contractor and I didn't know that. Told Crane's Chicago Business that 7 separate subcontractors, that's a mouthful, have contacted him in recent months for help pursuing payments. Another contract. Who wrote this? Dr. Seuss? Adams Plumbing is owed more than $2 million. There's a whole slew of change orders. Asked us to proceed and move on. That's why I don't know. Let me give you guys some inside baseball. This is where I shine. Okay, look, I'm a contractor. I do home remodeling, okay? A change order. Okay, so what you do is you have an original contract. So, for instance, my contract right now on the job that I'm on, I asked for 50, 25, 25, okay? So, 50% down for the whole project, right? It's like a $20,000 project, so I get about $10,000 down. Now, with that $10,000, I put in my contract that I am going to purchase all material for the entire project, right? So, that out of that 50%, about 50% of it is covering material. Maybe less, but you know what I mean. It doesn't matter. It's just there to cover. So, are we following along? I got 50%. And in the contract, I say that 50% is going to cover all material, all of it, right? That way I'm responsible and I am accountable. I can put it all on the site because it's technically the homeowner bought it, right? I'm purchasing it. I bring it to the job, and it also covers a certain amount of labor, right? Usually this will get us through the prep phase. So right when we're getting into build back, then I ask for my second check, which would be the 25%. So 50% down, and then it covers all of the material, and it covers my labor up to the point where I'm done with the prep. Then I get the 25%, and I finish the job with the 25%. I do all of the build back. Then I get the last 25% at the end of the job, when the job is completely done. All right, we following along? So 50, 25, 25. Now, a change order would be if something changes, right? Let's say I'm in the middle of the job. Actually, we have one on this job. They wanted to change the niche, the shower cubby thing. So they wanted to do it in a nice big wrapped granite, right? And I was like, okay, $750, right? That's a change order. I go, I'm going to need that $750 right now. Like, I mean, I'm talking before I do the work. Because with change orders, what happens is if you don't collect the money before you do the work, then maybe, and this is on a scale the size of whatever, that Obama library, you could have a change order and then another change order and then another change order and then another change order and then a change. And then at the end of the job, you're chasing change orders. So the way I do things is I say, any change order, you pay me all of it before I do it, so that we can reset back to 50, 25, 25. It's a way to keep things simple. So I'm saying that these contractors should have done that, right? They should have done that. I've seen it done in commercial, but there are some big projects that sort of look the other way, and they do the handshake and trust me, bro, and they go, we'll worry about our getting paid at the end. And no, not me. I've been screwed over too many times. And this is a big thing in this business. In this business, people, they don't want to pay because people, they're just like, yeah, why would I want to pay if I can screw you out of the money? People are selfish. But anyway, that's what I wanted to give you guys a little side note, how change orders work. How they should work. But anyway, thousands of design documents. So essentially, Obama is Trump. Yeah, that's the moral of the story. Obama is Trump. You remember when the left lost their shit and freaked out and said Donald Trump didn't pay his contractors? Donald Trump might have ran into a situation, and maybe Obama ran into a situation where they didn't feel the work should be paid for. Maybe the work was subpar, right? Again, that's why you get paid change orders right away. If you do the subpar work, you get fired. Again, going back to this, right? Not to harp on it too long, but again, this is my business. This is what I do, right? The way that my payments are structured, it's fair for everybody, okay? So let's say I get the 50%. That's the biggest risk the homeowner's taking, right? But I have references, and I'm not going to screw anybody. I bring all the material over, right? So really, they're only out a certain amount of a percentage. And then I do all of the work, and then I ask for the other money, and then they're only out a certain percentage. The most I can screw over a customer is about 25%, and the most a customer can screw me over is about 25%. But it can't really be much more than that, because I mean, actually, the most I could screw over a customer is 50% by just taking the deposit and running. But let's assume I don't do that. The most I can screw over a customer is if I do a bad job, they don't give me the second payment, right? Does that make sense? And then they hire somebody else and they have 50% of the cost of their project and 100% of their material. And the most a homeowner could screw me over if they thought I did a bad job, if they didn't want to pay me the final payment. Because when I get to the prep phase, I'm going to tell them I need my next check. And if they go no, I'm going to be like, okay, good luck. Good luck. I'm sorry. Bye. It's you got to do that in this business, because this business is full of people that want to screw you over. So while this story is kind of hilarious because the left has accused Trump of this, I don't know who the bad guy is here, right? Like, I'm sure that when you have that many people not being paid, it's the Obama Foundation, because it doesn't seem like this is one or two or three. It seems like it's a bunch. But that also does happen on big commercial projects. It's like you got 50 to 100 subs working on a job like this, maybe more, right? Like you have You have the electrical sub. You might have multiple electrical companies. You might have multiple plumbing companies, multiple framing companies, concrete guys, painters, finish carpenters. There's a bunch of different subcontractors, right? And it's just how the business works. But this is why I don't do commercial anymore. It's just commercial. It's a headache and a half. It really is. It is the worst. But the part that the takeaway from that story is not whether or not Obama's screwing people or subcontractors or whatever. It's the hypocrisy of the left. We go through this every week. There's a new level of hypocrisy. Why are my lights doing that? Dang it. Stop that. We'll just turn them blue. I wanted that one red, but when they're on the remote. Donald Trump's a Nazi. Let's elect Graham Plattner. Right? Donald Trump doesn't pay his contractors. Let's not pay our contractors. Right? I could go on and on and on until the end of time. But you get my point, right? It really is just if the left didn't have double standards, they'd have none. That's the only kind of standards they have is double. Yeah, and somebody in the chat is saying lean. Leans don't do shit. Liens don't do anything. Because, all right, so a lien on a property prevents them from selling it, right? So, if I were to, and you have to refile every year. So if I was to lien a property, let's say customer didn't pay me, right? I go to the courthouse, I get a lien. A lien is when you get a banknote, essentially, and it's a hold, so the customer or the owner can't sell the property if there's a lien, right? So let's say I have a lien on a customer because they didn't pay me, okay? If they don't sell the house, it's nothing. Nothing happens, right? Now, if I have a lien on a customer and they want to sell their house, when they go to the bank to sell their house, the bank will say, you have a lien on this, you have to settle it, and then they can either contact me and pay me, and I can drop the lien, or we can go to court and we can adjudicate it, but they can't sell. Nobody, I don't think anybody's selling the Obama library anytime soon. And those liens for commercial, it's thousands and thousands of dollars that you have to renew every year per contractor. So I wouldn't say that the lien would do anything in this situation. It sounds nice, but they're kind of useless. They very, very rarely actually work. Like, I mean, you'd have to have somebody who's the way a lien would work is if let's say I was doing a remodel for somebody who was selling their house, right? And they didn't pay me. I would go get the lien right away because I know they're selling their house. Like, you got to sell your house. Like, you wanted to sell your house like right now. That would be the way that it would work. Okay. Cover one more story. As you can see, it's on the screen. Here, let me get rid of this one. Okay. Tucker Carlson. Milk Bar TV put together a nice 3-minute clip of Tucker Carlson being a hypocrite.
Can you think of
You know what else is interesting? I just told you if the left didn't have double standards, they'd have no standards. The woke right's the same. The woke right is just full of double standards and hypocrisy. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that the lack of integrity and the lack of actual conviction in these people? They flippity-floppity flip, and they only go with whatever their narrative is. They don't actually believe anything they're saying. I think that I've noticed that. Have you noticed that? Because I've noticed that. Let's watch.
Moment in the last, say, 40 years where there was that clash between non-converging interests, where the United States chose its own interests over Israel's interests?
No, I can't think of anything that fits that description.
The government of Israel, in particular, the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, running around telling people, I control Donald Trump, I control the United States Congress, I control the United States.
To this day, there has not been an independent U.S. foreign policy. It doesn't exist. And so when you ask how long can Netanyahu last, well, we're still waiting for the U.S. government to declare its independence. but it hasn't done so yet.
This happened because Israel wanted it to happen. This is Israel's war. This is not the United States' war. No, this war is waged purely because Israel wanted it to be waged. It's happening because of Benjamin Netanyahu and the hammerlock he has over the American government.
Yeah. Netanyahu is so talented that he took the disadvantage and made it his prime advantage how to puppeteer the president.
This term, we've watched him drastically change literally from the first quarter of his presidency to being completely, basically held captive in servitude to whatever Bibi Netanyahu demands of him. And they basically swallowed Donald Trump whole and made sure that he was completely owned and controlled by the government of Israel and whatever war they want to fight.
Trump refused to even criticize Netanyahu in public. Are you joking? That's slavery. That is total control of one man by another. What was it about this moment that allowed a foreign leader to have this level of influence over an American leader? Trump's devotion to Israel is so slavish that it's just hard to imagine. It's hard to picture that. I mean, I pray for that.
Oh, here we go.
I pray for sovereignty. We should have a country whose leaders make decisions based on what's best for America. I just can't picture that.
And we did send a copy to Israel, by the way.
We sent Israel a copy of the agreement. Well, you sent them a copy, did you? You BCC'd them? We just reached the outline of a peace agreement with the country we are fighting with Israel without consulting Israel, bitch. That's exactly what that means. Shh, adults are talking. At one point, he said, I just think it's just too much. I think going forward, we may leave the fight against Hezbollah to Jelani, who runs Syria. Now, Jelani, of course, is a former Al-Qaeda leader. He's just a more reasonable person. If you're looking for humane treatment of civilians, you got to go to the Al-Qaeda guy, not the Israeli prime minister. Trump's devotion to Israel is so slavish. That's what the president said. It's unbelievable.
All right, that was worth the wait. Actually, at first I was like, okay, dude, wrap it up. This is long, but so look, this is the point. That was Tucker for over a year and a half saying Donald Trump is a slave to Israel. Donald Trump's controlled by Israel. Donald Trump, and we brought this up yesterday. I talked about this yesterday. I showed that clip, and I was like, no, you're the bitch, Tucker. He just proved you wrong. But when Nathan Livingstone, Milk Bar TV, you have to follow him. When he puts together these clips, it shows you like, okay, it's literally their words. That's all Nathan does, right? Milk Bar TV, all he does is he shows them that he holds up a mirror and he's like, here you go, bro. And for over a year, Tucker is just going slave, 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 slave. And then he just comes out and it's like he didn't say any of that. So he didn't say, it's almost like if you go to Tucker Carlson's page right now and look at his thumbnails, 85% of them are Bibi Netanyahu, right? It's an obsession. It is Israel derangement syndrome. It really is. It's Bibi derangement syndrome, whatever. I don't know. Like, I don't think it's the Bibi thing though. I think anybody who was running that country, Tucker would have that opinion about. But I didn't see that. I didn't see what Nathan was building up to until the end there, and I was like, okay, I get it now. It's just sad, man. It's sad that there's that we're going through this. We have more information than ever before. AI is now on the rise. Now we have Perplexity and ChatGPT and Grok, and we can literally find all of this stuff out. And I feel like the more information we get, the dumber people get. Isn't that hilarious? Like, it's not scary. It shouldn't be hilarious. It's scary. 8:40. Okay, we got 5 minutes left. Obviously, look, this is not a story. Everyone's freaking out about this, right? Deadly attacks in Lebanon, etc., etc. The deal has already been signed. Okay, so anyone who thinks that this is like the deal is off, Tehran's lead negotiator warns the U.S. will face an even harder slap if the U.S. violates the emerging agreement. So this is allegedly because there's conflict going on now between Israel and Hezbollah, which is going to continue happening. Israel and Hezbollah, they're not in the deal. There's no part of the MOU that everybody's freaking out. There's no Israel and there's no Hezbollah in that deal. That deal is between the United States and Iran, period. Period. If Iran wants to try to add them in after, they shouldn't have signed it. They will be in violation of the deal if they try to back out of the deal, because Israel and Hezbollah was not in the deal. So if they try to do that, that has to be the last time for Trump. Because I understand what Trump is doing. Trump does not want a large-scale kinetic war. He doesn't want to go into the midterms in a boots-on-the-ground, large-scale kinetic war. But you also cannot be a bitch and let Iran walk all over you. If Iran does try to back out of this deal because of Israel and Hezbollah, bombs. A lot of them. All of them. Turn it into Lake Iran. All right? Karg Island, all of it. All of it. Because I think I'm tired of it, you're tired of it, we're tired of it, and I think we all know that if it came down to the find out portion, we'd win very quickly. A lot of people would be mad about it, but we would win. That's gonna have to be, we're gonna have to wait and see. That's a real headline. Iran's disfigured, probably gay supreme leader agrees to direct talks with the U.S. I just thought that was hilarious. And finally, before we jump into Fan Mail Friday, I met this guy at CAM, at Combat Anti-Semitism Movement. Nice guy, former neo-Nazi. And I want you to listen really quickly, really carefully to what he's saying and tell me if you don't see the people, like, I mean, I would go as far as to say even like Matt Walsh, right, who are engaging in this this race woke ideology, right? Because that's what it is. It's a woke ideology. Racism is woke. We did a whole episode on that. But listen to this.
Recruiting a neo-Nazi was 2 steps, basically. The first step was to get this kid to identify as white. Typically, if I have an archetype called Joe Pissed Off White Kid. If I'm talking to Joe Pissed Off White Kid, the first thing I have to do is convince him that he's a white man, and that's how he should identify himself. In the late 80s, most people racialized as white didn't identify themselves as white. If I asked Joe who he was, he would say, I'm American. So I have to stop him in his tracks and be like, listen, white man, whether you like it or not, the enemies of our people identify you as white. You don't have a choice about that. I have to get that across to this kid, and he has to buy into it before I can proceed to step 2, which is to make him feel persecuted because he's white. So I had to concoct things about how white people are oppressed. And once I could get him to buy into that he is white and he's oppressed because of it, now he's a white nationalist. Now he's a neo-Nazi. If you're a teenager who has a history of trauma in your family, if you're living in poverty, if whatever you have going wrong, the more things wrong you have, the more openings there are for neo-Nazi ideology to take hold. And so that was how we recruited these kids, was we blamed all their problems on Jews. And then they said, if you join us, we're going to fight back against that. And we're going to take our country back and take our lands back and everything. And you'll have all sorts of women crawling all over you. You'll be a white warrior. It'll be great.
Okay, so you guys see the similarity between that and what the left does with black people, right? You're oppressed, you're black, you're oppressed, you're black. On the right, we're seeing a rise in people like Chud the Builder. You're oppressed, you're white. Joel Webbin, you're oppressed, you're white. Look, you're oppressed if you're oppressed. I don't think there's really a lot of oppression going on in America right now, right? There's not. There's oppression going on. It's probably in third world countries, but in the Western world, there's very little oppression, You are not oppressed. You're entitled. That's the problem. And look, this guy, I can't remember his name. He got out of the Nazi movement, like, I don't know, 30 years ago or 20 or 30 years ago. And he's been an advocate for decades, right? I want to be very clear. We shouldn't push away the possibility of that with the woke right. Like, let's say the woke right wants to, like, they change their mind. We shouldn't say, like, all right, no, like, here we go. But Jeremy Boring just had Lucas Gage on, and Lucas Gage is just this, like, white nationalist who apparently he just red-pilled and now he's not anymore. I find it a little convenient with that because Lucas Gage, he got into a beef with Stu Peters over a meme coin, and conveniently, when that fell apart, he's like, I don't hate Jews anymore. It's like, I think you got to put in some work, is all I'm saying. Well, I'm not saying that it's bad that Jeremy Boring had a conversation. I also don't think that we should just automatically accept people who say, I've changed sides. Be like, have you though? Because that's how we got Candace Owens. Okay, so let's just use critical thinking. Okay, 12 minutes. We got to jump into Fan Mail Friday. I have Salaka-lacked and my bad. Anyway, let's get Fan Mail Friday started. All right, we're going to go add existing, Fan Mail Friday. I have to mess with the, okay, here we go. Oh, pause. Okay. So, I'm trying to, I got to reformat this because the chat is now bigger because we have the box, but we're gonna do it like this for now, this week. Okay, for those of you that have played Fan Mail Friday before, this is how you already know what to do, but for those of you that haven't, this is what we do. We read my hate mail, we show you the profile picture of the person who's hating, and then we guess whether or not they are on the right or the left. So we are going to reset the scoreboard. Last week, it looks like the left won 3-2. And let's get right into it. So Dinesh is now your buddy. Dinesh D'Souza, I'm thinking. This is Eat a Bag of Dicks. Okay. James Giblin. And he is flipping me the bird. So in the chat, I want you to tell me whether or not you think Eat a Bag of Dicks is on the right or the left. Woke right, woke left. You can type in WL, WR, RL, right, left, woke, doesn't matter. But let's all try to play Fan Mail Friday. All right, and go. Right or left? What are we thinking? Eat a Bag of Dicks. Dinesh is now your buddy. Double middle finger emojis. Woke right. Kimberly K starts it off. Okay, woke right. John Yarder, woke right. Bad Moon, woke right. Woke right. L, idiot. Okay, woke period. That's how it works. I'm going righty. Left, right, gay left, woke right, woke right, woke right. Okay, the woke right is definitely surging ahead. Let's find out the clue. Oh, Chud the Builder. We were just talking about Chud. Yeah, Chud, his bond got revoked, but we were just talking about, the victim mentality, you're white, you're oppressed. Okay, well, so that's 1-0. Woke right. We got a Chud fan. All right, okay. Next up on Fan Mail Friday, contestant number 2, Derek Harr. Derek Harr. Drop pin coming to interview you. Hey, pussy. I thought you were going to drop a pin and let me come give you a Florida welcome. Oh, I know who he is. We talked about it. Well, this is also the guy we talked about yesterday, the one that looks trans. You're a coward. Where's the pin? So I didn't even realize this. This is the guy. So he must have been in my comment section. And he said something when I was going to the Combat Anti-Semitism movement. He said, when are you going to be in Miami? And I think I replied and I was like, I'll be there Saturday. I'll drop a pin. Look, if you message me and you are not friends with me, you're going to go into message requests. Okay. This is May 20th. This is the first time I'm seeing this message. Right. So I wasn't like ducking you, bro. Looks like we got a woke right. Everyone's going, all right, woke left, woke right. Okay. We got people jumping in. All right, yeah. Here is the profile picture. I said that he looks trans, and I was right. Does look like trans. So it looks like we got some woke rights, woke left, trans left, woke left, cosplay right. Okay. Woke left, woke right. Okay. And the clue. I already know what this one is. It's a great feeling watching all the Zionists cope and seethe, upset about all this conflict. Happy birthday, Donald America, whatever. Yeah, woke ready. After this war is over, watch all the hawks and Zionist freaks freak out tomorrow because of Netanyahu, etc. Yeah, I mean, this is just NPC behavior. We've seen this so many different times. Kind of looks like you. Shut up, great guy Gary. You'll be muted for the rest of the show. Does not look like me. That does not look like me, dude. Again, I'm not even like offended. I'm just saying objectively. Yeah, you know what? Actually, kind of does. Now that I think about it. I'm just less gay. All right. Fine. Whatever. All right, 2-0. What the hell? Where is it? Okay, there we go. Okay. Wait, why are they not popping up? Geesh. Come on, guys. This is so unprofessional. So unprofessional. All right, let's delete those. We're going to get all of them in. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Okay. Jimmy Wang. His name's Jimmy Wang. Jimmy Wang Yang. Why don't you stick to worrying about taking your prep? You FAGG. You get it. Why don't you stick to worrying about your prep? Jimmy Wang. All right, we going woke left or woke right for Jimmy Wang. Darn technical difficulties. All right, Jimmy Wang. I just like saying that. Jimmy Wang. Come on, we got to hurry this up, guys. We got 6 minutes left. Woke left, woke right, woke left. Cowboy porn star. Tits on the groin. Woke right, lefty. All right, pretty evenly split. Jimmy Wang. Ooh, he's a woke righty. Liberal Asians are such. All right. Replying to libs of TikTok. Okay. There we go. 3. All right. Woke right just came out the gate swinging today. Next up, Bradley Sports. Kill yourself, scumbag. Okay. He's nice. Mark Bra, 24595441. Probably a sock account. Probably not a bot account, but a sock account. Profile picture, Aaron Hernandez with a handlebar mustache. Kill yourself, scumbag. Woke right or woke left? Come on. We got 2 more. Woke left. Kimberly K comes out swinging. That's messed up, y'all. Gotta be lefty. All right, we got a couple of lefts in here. Dope, 2 out of 3. Oh, you got one wrong. Righty, woke left. Lefty, left. Looks like left is taking it. Right, Aaron Rodgers. Woke left, woke right, woke right. Okie dokie. Here is the clue. That's a lefty from Asen. It's a clip of the 5, and Bradley Sports goes, "So good, F him up, Jessica." Referring to Jessica Tarloff. Anyone who's a fan of Jessica Tarloff, you're lost. You are lost. That is the dumbest woman on the planet. Like, not really. AOC's dumber, but she's close. She's close. Okay, so we got 3-1. Let's see if the left can make a comeback. Well, they can't. They already lost. But final Fan Mail Friday. F-A-G-G-O-T. Okay, that's just one word. Just one word from Gatman. Gatman, Ashton B40. Gatman, just calling me a F-slur. A homosexual. I'm not. Ask your mom. 3 wrong. Ooh, yeah. No. All right, well, last one. What are we thinking, guys? The profile picture are a couple of goblins on the White House lawn, and all they did was call me an F-A-G-G-O-T. Just one word. Woke left or woke right? Final Fan Mail Friday contestant. Give me all you got, chat. Give me all you got. Woke left, woke left, woke left, woke right, woke left. All right. Looks like left has the lead. Woke right, left, right. Okay, pretty even, pretty even. We are voting tits from here on out. Woke right, tits. Bad Moon. Loony lefty, woke right. Okay, pretty even, pretty even. Let's find out the last clue of the day. James Fishback. Ooh, it's a woke righty. It's a woke righty. James Fishback. James Fishback is creepy. Like I'm just saying, like, creepy. Like he looks like if Jared from Subway and Jeff Goldblum had a baby, that's James Fishback. That's like, he's just very weird. Like, Jeff Goldblum's not necessarily super creepy. Jared from Subway is super creepy. But if you put them together, it's very creepy. That is Jared Goldblum. I just made that up. That's Jared Goldblum. Yeah, that's Jared Goldblum. Okay. All right, guys. That's why Friday is my favorite day. Okay, Friday is my favorite day because, guys, look, hate mail, it don't bother me. It's fun. And the way that you take the power away from the people that are really trying to upset you is by not being upset. And turning them into a game is probably going to upset them. Right? I just turn them into a game. And if you get on my Fan Mail Friday, like if you make it on the show, you've been blocked not because I'm triggered, but because I don't want to repeat contestants. So a good way to get blocked by me is to make it on Fan Mail Friday. Anyway. All right, well, Sean Farish is coming up next with Ungoverned. I am off to work. Today's going to suck. I got to do a lot today. I got to do a lot of tiling. So I'm going to go and crush that. I will see you all on Monday. I got an interview coming up over the weekend. I'm going to pre-record it. I might drop it Monday, but I might drop it Wednesday because it's Woke Wednesday. Hint, hint. All right. There it is, 9 o'clock. Tits on my groin, Real MMA, Kimberly K, One Sandman, T. Hodges, Great Guy Gary. I'll say all that.
A partially valid, a half-truth, if you will, is being pushed.
I can't wait to find out all sorts of new and exciting things I didn't know about myself.
So you just hate Jews, bro?
Yeah, you're just an anti-Semite. Congratulations.
You're
Go
not
join.
What would you say?
Exactly.
Well, that's different. It's not different. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
that just we are the only society on earth who has the obligation to self-destruct, to blame ourselves for every problem that has ever existed, and we just think of ourselves as the worst human beings who are responsible for every bad.
How many Muslims are trying to stop Boko Haram? How many Muslims were confronting ISIS? How many Muslims, the extremists always win. So the peaceful majority, which